I remember when I did Cam, I remember getting up and I turned back and I look at my Cat, and I look at my producer and he's shaking his head. I'm like, oh man, we done messed up. What people are upset about is that for some reason people come to me and I don't look at them with judgy eyes. I have no predetermined notion or preconceived notions, and they open up to me.
Right.
That's what they're upset about, because I didn't know it was going to cause this kind of ripple. I didn't think it was going to move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that.
It appears that the tension is reaching its boiling point at Club Shay, and the whispers surrounding the drama are only growing louder. Recently, Shannon Sharpe has dropped a shocking revelesse. His acclaimed show may be facing a ban, allegedly due to discontent among certain higher-ups regarding its powerful influence. What's fueling this storm? Shannon has been unveiling explosive Hollywood secrets, and some high-profile figures, including the likes of Oprah and Tyler Perry, are reportedly striving to silence him. As this riveting situation unfolds, the plot only thickens, promising a captivating spectacle for all. So, let's dive into the escalating drama surrounding Shannon Sharpe and the brewing controversy.
Move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that. But if you remember, he said it. He said, this is going to put you in another dimension.
Recently, Shannon Sharpe made a surprise appearance on Cam Newton's show, and it was nothing short of explosive. The NFL legend, known for his standout career on the field, has transitioned into podcasting with his show, The Shay Podcast, which has been skyrocketing in popularity and racking up millions of views. This meteoric rise has stirred up quite a buzz, with some people mistakenly viewing Shannon as a journalist due to his sharp commentary and insightful discussions. In a candid revelation, Shannon set the record straight, clarifying that he's not a journalist, but rather a conversationalist who enjoys diving into the nuances of various topics. He also took the opportunity to address the criticism he's faced since he began shedding light on behind-the-scenes matters in the sports world. Far from being deterred, Shannon used this platform to dispel rumors and reaffirm his commitment to honest, engaging dialogue.
To come, especially from some of the people, and I'm not going to say we were friends, but I'm saying we were cordial, we were friendly towards each other. Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack.
Shannon Sharpe recently opened up about his fears and concerns surrounding the revelations he's made through his podcast. He admitted that the intensity of the backlash and the risks associated with exposing hidden truths about the glamorous world of Hollywood had him genuinely worried for his safety. Despite the mounting pressure and negativity, Shannon remained steadfast, driven by his commitment to uncovering and sharing the real stories behind the glittering facade. Now, rather than addressing the substance of his revelations, critics are shifting their focus. They're not challenging the accuracy of his disclosures, but are accusing Shannon of orchestrating the voices of those who spoke out. These allegations suggest that Shannon not only encouraged but possibly manipulated others to make bold statements, further fueling the controversy. As Shannon Sharpe shared the difficulties he's faced, he dropped a bombshell about an insider from his own circle who had warned him about the powerful forces working against him. According to Shannon, this tip-off came just as his latest episode aired, prompting a flurry of activity from those who were evidently displeased with his revelations. The timing was uncanny, with people seemingly mobilizing the moment the episode hit the airwaves, underscoring the high-stakes drama unfolding behind the scenes. Shannon Sharpe revealed that a multitude of people had initially reached out to him for interviews, but when he followed up, their interest had mysteriously vanished. He hinted that he had a suspicion about who might be sabotaging these opportunities, yet he chose to avoid escalating the situation. Despite the apparent interference, Shannon opted not to fuel the fire of conflict, demonstrating his preference for focusing on his work rather than deepening existing rivalries.
What's more important to you, credibility or going viral?
A lot of times, Cam, I don't even know. I didn't know it was going to go viral. A lot of these clips that go viral.
This year has been particularly challenging for many of the so-called gatekeepers of the industry. If you've been keeping up, you'll know that Cat Williams has been dominating the media with his game-changing revelations from his appearance on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. Cat's bombshell disclosures have significantly undermined Oprah's carefully crafted philanthropist image, shattering the perception of her as the golden-hearted queen of benevolence. The impact of these revelations has been nothing short of seismic, challenging the polished narratives that once defined these influential figures. He alluded that he would establish a place for truth in this industry by exposing the details of Oprah's astronomical success. Now listen, during that time Oprah was getting a lot of heat for underpaying to Raji P. Henson for the Color Purple movie, so while carrying out his expose CAD hinted that Oprah had a long history of underpaying artists to exploit young talents. He called Henson's interview the saddest thing ever, stating it was the saddest thing ever. Because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is, imagine being in your lane, imagine being one of the very top of your lane, to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're going to give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say they're not paying me well, and they're not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they've been paying the new girl, and I've been suffering under it for a decade now, and just taking it, I've just been getting whooped, but I just got to come say this is wrong, we should be ashamed, but this is a country where we don't pay the teachers and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't have both of them. Well, the one downside to going super viral is the criticism from those who could never do what you have done. And while some criticism could be warranted, some of it is baseless. Okay, so people instantly attack Sharpe for not stopping Cat Williams while he continuously slandered their favorite comedians, and some were offended a viral interview happened with a person who is not a real journalist. With that in mind, Shannon took time during his Nightcap podcast with Chad Uso to address the chatter. Shannon took the criticism with a grain of salt, saying sometimes the only success they get to taste is taking a bite out of you. Leave him alone. I'm doing what I'm doing. Obviously 27 million people thought enough, like, oh, he's sitting down with Cat, word of mouth. Maybe they saw a snippet or something. Maybe I need to sit down and watch this. It's 2 hours 46 minutes and 5 seconds. When was the last time somebody sat down for a non-sporting event? 2 hours 46 minutes and 5 seconds and watched and listened. Sharpe also responded to people who wanted a seasoned journalist to interview the comedian. I told you when I first started this, I said I'm going to try to bring you some of the biggest celebs, entertainers and athletes I can bring, and I'm going to allow them to have a conversation and maybe tell you something or share something with you that they've never said. That was it. Never said I was a journalist. I never professed to be a journalist. I'm an entertainer. So yeah, that happened anyway. In retaliation, Shannon decided to bring one of the most controversial celebs of all time. Monique revealed that it was 2 of the most famous elites that have turned the wave of her career because of their personal vendetta against her, Oprah and Tyler Perry. When Shannon invited Monique to his platform, she referenced Williams's interview, claiming that the 2 of them are non-biological fraternal twins because of their shared need to tell the truth. So Winfrey, as an executive producer on the independent drama, which was directed by Lee Daniels and also starred Gabri K. Paula Patton and Mariah Carey, despite her refusal to campaign during awards season, Monique won a host of accolades for her performance, including a Best Supporting Actress Oscar. During an interview, Monique questioned Winfrey's position in the black community, saying, "When people ask me, Monique, do you hate Oprah? No, I love Oprah Winfrey. I just want her behind too. It came to black entertainers," she said, "Don, you can run the list down. I'm not going to waver on my words. Black women will have these conversations privately about Oprah. They'll sit around and talk about her. I've been there. I've heard the stories, everything. I'm saying to you, I've said to Oprah Winfrey, me and Oprah Winfrey had conversations face to face, and she had no words. She had no words for me, because what Oprah Winfrey is not used to is anybody saying anything to her, especially a black woman. See, there are white women that have also had conversations with me about Oprah Winfrey. So I'm not saying these things to bash my sister, because she's still my sister, but what I am saying is, Oprah, come on back home. We got the light on for you. Come on back home." So Monique's problem with Oprah and other Hollywood elites began when Monique took to the stage during Cat Williams' comedy tour and said, "F you Oprah Winfrey, F you Tyler Perry. I'm too mother effing old to be scared of this bees. I'm too old to be intimidated by this bee. I'm too old to hold the mother effing truth." Monique's trouble in the industry surfaced when she refused to promote her film Precious for free at the Cannes Festival. Interestingly, Oprah also played a crucial role in Monique's predicament, as she was also one of the producers of the film. She said, "I said, Oprah, I'm doing a talk show, I'm doing a comedy tour, I have a husband, I have babies, I have a little bit of downtime, and I'm going to take advantage of it, so I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part, so we mutually agreed to disagree." That was it. Next thing I know, I'm considered difficult and hard to work with. When she won the Academy Award months later, Monique declined to thank Daniels in Oprah during her acceptance speech, leading to an extensive feud during which the actress alleged she had been blackballed from the industry. Monique told The Hollywood Reporter, "I felt the same injustices and inequalities that all black women who came to Hollywood before me felt. Oftentimes people call that anger, they call it bitterness, they call it unstable, they give it all the titles except what it really is." And guess what? Monique's fight for justice did not end there. Even at the cost of her career, she has been calling out Oprah non-stop. She has openly claimed that Oprah had betrayed her in the worst way possible, and she is not going to stop talking about it. I'm not saying she hasn't, but I've never heard Oprah Winfrey talk about the inequality of black women in Hollywood. So when you get to running down these movies, baby, that's a payday. What does that mean? What are you really doing for black women? And she could say, I don't have to do nothing. I don't owe nobody nothing. You're right, but damn if you don't owe me an apology, because privately you told me I was right, publicly you said nothing, and you watched a black woman, you watched me get thrown under that bus at the time of the Precious incident. Monique was having a hard time as Oprah and other people on the team were trying to force her into doing a press campaign free of charge. She reiterated that Tyler tried to deceive her into doing the campaign by giving her false hope about millions that will come in afterwards. It is important to keep in mind that Monique was young and inexperienced at that time. It was also her first major project. The actress explained that Tyler wanted her to waive her rightful compensation for future projects that had not even materialized.
Listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film, because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million.
Luckily, Monique was not easily manipulated. She knew the wage gap in the industry was real and didn't want to miss out on her fair pay. The comedian stood firm in her stance, saying, Monique highlighted that she wasn't the only one who got the shorter end of the stick. She explained that black women are so devalued in the industry that when someone gives them a little over their previous paycheck, they get happy. For those who don't understand, Mo O Ahik was referring to P. Henson's statement where she said, I think the industry knew I was talented, but it's about money. Are you bankable? I had to continuously prove that I've been trying to prove and prove. I was asking for $500,000. I didn't get paid that until I did my first Tyler Perry film, and get this, the word has it that Shannon has been promoting Monique's side of the story to his peers, which as you would expect has not set well with the two hotshots involved. While Tyler and Oprah were both responsible for Monique's descent, Oprah went a step further to allegedly take revenge on Monique. So Oprah slapped Monique with her trauma when she hosted the comedian's family on her now defunct talk show back in 2010, shortly after her Oscar win. Just so you know, Monique's eldest brother Gerald Imes confessed to saying the star over the course of several years from when she was aged and he was 13. While Monique had publicly discussed she told Winfrey that she did not want to be a part of the show when approached by the billionaire. She did, however, give her blessing for the interview. That sentiment changed when the episode aired, and Monique saw her parents, and another brother were included on the show. I tried to be respectful. I tried to call you first when she had my family on her show. I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great mighty Oprah Winfrey, and you were too busy to talk. Well, now I'm going to talk about it. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways. So with Tyler and Oprah working again against her, it looked like all doors had closed on her. However, it was Kevin Hart who reached out to her with an opportunity. She claimed that Kevin said, I tell you what, let's move past that. Tyler Perry is not wanting to revisit their past grievances, and Mo, let's move past that and let's do some great things together. I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. However, Mo Ike alleged that Tyler pressured Hart to drop the opportunity. Monique claimed that prior to not wanting to do international press opportunities for Precious, she had never been labeled difficult. I never complained about the $50,000, the amount that she earned in her role for Precious. I did everything I was supposed to do. It is when they started asking me to become a slave. It is when Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey started asking me to work for free. It is when they started doing the bidding from whomever the gatekeeper was at the time. You might be wondering about the reason. Monique did not take legal steps against the duo. Well, Monique claimed that after she sent audio of a private conversation between her and Perry, the civil rights leader, Al Sharpton responded, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter, and we're going to have to get him to fix that. We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial cause we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet. I said that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him anyway. When Tyler witnessed that Monique's voice was making him look bad, he immediately called Monique to call for negotiations. That's good, right? Not so much cause Tyler wanted to exchange one apology for another. Monique alleged Perry told her what I did to you was wrong. Then he calls back and says I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband, and then she had to apologize to me and Oprah Winfrey for saying we had anything to do with ruining her career. Now, that was recent. In a vulnerable moment, Monique explained that she did not want to say yes to Tyler's demands because she had seen what happened to the women who didn't raise their voices against injustice. She said, so I understood by then that when you sacrifice everything for a place called Hollywood, you wind up being by yourself. I know the history. Before me, I know those stories, and not only did those women die broke, they died broken-hearted, they died lonely, because they gave everything to a business, and in the end it gave them nothing. Fans are right beside Shannon on this one. They claim that Oprah and Tyler are getting uncomfortable by Shannon's approach, and that's why they're trying to take him down. If all these celebrities, if there is no truth to anything that's been said by Cat Williams or any other person on his channel, on his podcast, then they would brush it off. They would be threatening him. But if it's things and it burns and people get defensive and act out and start threatening and yelling at the other person, it's because they just got exposed and got called out on their BS. Another added, everyone knows what the things they do, and it's sad and sickening, so ain't no need to blackball anyone no more. We all know who the bad apples are old, and LD, so sad your own people will turn on you. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, be sure to click like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more juicy content like this.